Hi, this is the second video under the heading Writing Formulas for Ionic and Polyatomic Compounds. We're just continuing just to write a few examples just so you get a general sense of how to go about doing this. Now we're doing the example magnesium phosphate. So we already know, based on the previous video, that magnesium is Mg 2 positive, or you could have written it positive 2 as well. And now we have phosphate, which is a non-metal. And in the previous example, we learned that, and I'll remind you again, if you're looking at the nonmetals, you have to look at the back of your periodic table and identify where the name that's there under the table, names for nonmetals, or the other table that's there, polyatomic ions. Okay, we learned in the last example that phosphide is actually phosphorus. It's the name we write into ionic and polyatomic ions, or actually just ionic compounds. We're representing phosphorus. So phosphate then has to be a polyatomic ion. So when I look down through this list here, you can find phosphate, and phosphate is PO4 -3. So let's write that, PO4 -3. Now, according to your notes, once you write the symbols and charges, you need to do the crisscross again. +2 comes over here. Has nothing to do with that 4 that's written there. -3 comes down there. So now you've got Mg3. That 3 again came from the -3 charge on the phosphate. And you've got PO4. Notice we write PO4 like we regularly do, and we put a 2 there as well. Okay. Now the next step, the I in skill, says isolate the nonmetals in brackets if more than one type is present. So notice I've got phosphorus and oxygen. So I have more than one nonmetal present. So I have to isolate it in brackets if there's more than one of them. So I got 2 of those guys. So what I do is I put brackets around it, because now I have 2 of those phosphates. You'll notice that the 3 and 2 subscripts are already in lowest terms, so we don't have to do anything else for this particular example.